Hello, welcome to our video on pronoun agreement and pronoun reference. When we talk about pronouns, after understanding the different cases of pronouns, the next thing that we need to keep in mind is that pronouns and their antecedent always have to agree. And pronouns and their antecedents have to agree in point of view, in number, and in gender. So you may find it helpful to go into your notes and get your pronoun chart out so that you can kind of follow along with that. So first of all, we learned in our last video that all pronouns must have an antecedent. So if you are reading and revising your paper and you notice that you're using some pronouns and it's not specifically clear what that pronoun is referring back to, then perhaps you need to go back and edit and change the pronoun to a noun. Otherwise, if all of your pronouns have an antecedent, then you need to check agreement. And so we need to think about point of view, number, and gender. And if you take a look at your chart from your Blackboard notes, you will notice that chart is set up based on these criteria. So if I take a look at the sentence, the little boy fell down and hurt his knee. When I say that it needs to agree in point of view, number, and gender, let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. First off, this is in third person point of view. Okay, I don't say I don't say you, I'm talking about another person. So this is a third person. Second of all, we know that it is singular. It is just one person. Third, we know that this particular person is a male because it says the little boy. So when I look at my antecedent, I have these three characteristics. And these three characteristics are also going to be true of my pronoun his. When I look at my chart and I look at the third person singular row, I can see that his is the proper possessive pronoun that refers back to the antecedent little boy. So our pronouns always have to agree with our antecedent in point of view, number, and gender. Now, one word of advice. If you find that your pronouns do not agree among these three criteria, you do not change the antecedent. You have to change the pronoun. By changing the antecedent, you're completely changing the meaning of the sentence. So make sure you are revising your pronouns, like his, not revising the antecedent like little boy. So let's go into this a little bit further. So here's a reproduction of the chart that you have in your notes, and you notice on this far left-hand column how the pronouns are identified by number and point of view. So if I need a first person singular pronoun, I'm going to use this row. All the pronouns that I would need are going to come from this row. However, if I need a first person plural pronoun, I can see that the pronouns I would use would come from this row. Likewise, if I need a third person singular pronoun, I'm always going to use this row here. Whereas if I need a third person plural pronoun, I'm going to go to this row here. So that is how we want to read our pronoun chart. So let's talk about point of view in a little bit more detail. We always want to make sure we keep a fairly consistent point of view, and we want to usually avoid the second person in formal academic writing. Using the you is perfectly appropriate in an informal conversation or even an informal email or text message, but when we are writing a formal academic paper about a text or a research paper or even just a lab report, you want to stay away from the you, because the you is kind of a familiar reference to your audience, and when we're writing a formal academic paper, we can't assume that familiarity. However, point of view should stay fairly consistent within sentences unless there's a distinct purpose for the change in point of view. So if I take a look at my example sentence, I am excited about my career choice. I start with the first person point of view because I'm writing a first person narrative. When I get to my possessive pronoun, I need to make sure I keep it consistent and remain with the first person point of view by using my. Likewise, in our example sentence from the first slide, the little boy fell down and hurt his knee. So again, I look at my antecedent little boy and I know that that's in third person. Hence, I need a third person point of view pronoun. It wouldn't be appropriate to skip to a different point of view. Next, let's take a look at some more agreement rules. In addition to point of view, we also need to keep pronouns consistent in number and gender based on the antecedent. So if I look at my first example, it says Magda sold her old television set. Well, Magda is third person, Magda is singular, it's one person, and Magda is female. So when I look at those three criteria, that's also going to determine the fact that I'm going to use the pronoun her, because the pronoun her in the possessive case is also third person, it's also singular, and it's also female. If I look at the next example, the Wilsons sold their old television set. Again, I still have third person, but this time I have plural, and since it's plural, there's no gender assigned. So when I go to look at the next possessive pronoun that I need, the word their is the correct choice because it is also third person and it is also plural. Finally, I have the pronoun everyone at the party loved his or her dessert. Everyone is an example of an indefinite pronoun, and you have a list of indefinite pronouns in your pronoun notes from Blackboard, and they're even classified for you as to being singular, plural, or context dependent. When I look at the word everyone at the party loved his or her dessert, everyone is my antecedent. Everyone is third person, and although everyone refers to a group, the word itself is very much singular. However, when I say the word everyone, it is unclear whether those people are male, female, or a combination of both. So I'm not sure of the gender. And the reason this is as important is because when I select my pronoun and I want my possessive case referring to dessert, I need third person, I need singular, and I cannot assume gender. We don't want to get into gender biases. So I can't say just his or just her. I have to say his or her. Now, the pronoun that would be incorrect here is their. Many, many, many people would record their dessert. However, the problem with saying everyone at the party loved their dessert is there is plural and everyone is singular. Hence, they do not agree. So I have to be very careful that I am not using the pronoun their when I really need his or her. And again, keep in mind, because we don't know if everyone is a group of males, a group of females, or a group of both genders, we have to use his or her. You'll often see this abbreviated like this, his slash her. Okay, so if you see it like that, that is why. It's because it's representing his or her. Now, the last thing I want to look at today are pronoun references. We want to make sure that we're not using ambiguous, vague, or repetitious pronouns, okay? So when I say something is ambiguous, what I mean is that the antecedent is unclear. So if I look at the example, Michael told Jim he needed a better resume. In this particular sentence, there are two possible antecedents. Is he referring to Jim or Michael? Well, if I'm an astute reader, maybe I can make some sort of inference. However, in this sentence, there's no way to make an inference because I don't know if Michael's complaining to Jim and it's Michael who needs the better resume, or if Michael is helping Jim look for a job and Michael tells Jim, yo, Jim, you need a better resume. So in this case, I need to revise the sentence to make it clear who exactly has the bad resume. So what it says is Michael advised Jim to revise his resume. And in this case, even though I'm still using the possessive pronoun, Jim is the most recent person, ergo it's Jim's resume. Plus, Michael is doing the advising. So Michael is telling Jim. That is much clearer than just Michael told Jim. With a vague pronoun reference, this is where you have no antecedent at all. And having ambiguous pronoun references and having vague pronoun references really are two big errors that students often make, simply because when you're writing, you know who you're referring to. So you don't necessarily notice when you're editing your own work, maybe, oh, wait, I have a pronoun problem there. However, when you think, okay, well, somebody else is reading this, well, we don't live inside your head. So for us, it needs to be spelled out clearly for the audience. So in my example sentence, when Tom got to the clinic, they told him it was closed. So I have a pronoun they. But the problem is, nowhere in the previous clause does it tell us who they is. Is it the doctors, the nurses, the cleaning staff? I mean, who told Tom the clinic was closed? So again, I have to edit this and I need to completely remove the pronoun and use a noun instead that tells us that replaces the word they basically. So now I have the sentence, when Tom got to the clinic, the nurse told him it was closed. So now you can see I've removed they and I've added a noun so that way we know exactly who told Tom the clinic was closed. Now in this case, the it is quite okay because the it is referring back to the clinic. So the it has a clear pronoun reference. Finally, we want to avoid the use of repetition. Okay. And sometimes we do this unknowingly. And again, it may be something you don't even notice when you're doing your own revisions. However, this is this is something where peer revision comes into play. So if I look at my example sentence, the nurse at the clinic, she told Tom that it was closed. Well, we don't need this she, okay? Because if you look at the sentence, here's my subject, the nurse. At the clinic is my prepositional phrase, and told is my verb. If I have the she there, basically I have a subject that's exactly the same as this subject here. So I don't need the she. So all I need to do is take it out. The nurse at the clinic told Tom that it was closed, and now my sentence is fine. So we want to be careful with some reference problems with our pronouns. Okay, so let's see if you can fill this in. I want you to kind of do this exercise in your head. I'll give you a minute or so to do it, and then we'll review the correct answers. Okay, so a pronoun must agree with its antecedent in number, in gender, and in point of view. If you got those three, you are on point with your pronouns. Excuse my sloppy mouse writing. Point of view. All right, number 2. Pronouns can replace. Did you say nouns? That's how we primarily use them. But pronouns can replace nouns, other pronouns, and in some cases, complete phrasing. And finally, we want to avoid using ambiguous, vague, or repetitious pronouns. Now, I'm not going to spell repetitious all out because it's a long word, but I'm going to just use my abbreviation there. So, when we are looking at our pronoun usage and editing and revising our paper, these are the basic rules that we need to be aware of for editing and revising. All right, thank you.